Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Sunday Rise presented to you by the Sideline Junkies. NFL Week number nine. I am the boss, BJ. Along to my this way, I got the big guy KG and the Midnight Rider. Good morning, fellas. How y'all doing?
Good man, chilling man.
Feeling good, feeling good.
All right, fellas. We're gonna dive into this thing. We got some college football recap this week.
Yeah. First thing I want to start with is that Notre Dame Clemson game. I know we were meeting yesterday during that game, but this was a game that Notre Dame should have had because Clemson had been playing up to it. But I think all week the Clemson fans have been pushing the buttons of Dabo Swinney all week, and I think this was a week that this team just could not have a bad performance, and it showed. I mean, they had their backs up against the wall, and they were questioning the talent, they were questioning the team's effort, and I think Notre Dame was just on the wrong side of a team having to play its best game or wanting to play its best game, and that coming to fruition.
See, here's the thing. I think this is one of those instances where a team believed in their own hype. And I'm a Notre Dame fan. I love the Fighting Irish, but I think they believed in their own hype, and they didn't come into this game prepared. Anytime you got down 24-9 in the first half, you're not ready. I don't care if Clemson is laying on the side of the road, bleeding out and about to die. You put them out of their misery. You played around with them and you paid for it. You paid for it with an L. Bleeding out and about to die. So
my bad.
They didn't come to play. Let's just say, call a spade a spade. Notre Dame didn't come to play. Clemson did.
You want me to tell you who else didn't come to play yesterday? The Maryland Terrapins. 51-15. They go down to number 9 Penn State. It's not. I wasn't surprised. It's just now we're playing that. Can this team get to 6 wins? They got Nebraska next week in Nebraska. They host Michigan, so that's an at-home. That's an at-home murder, and then they go to Rutgers to finish out the season. So you're hoping between Nebraska and Rutgers, some type of Maryland team shows up and plays, and they can get them to 6 wins. And then we'll see from there. I mean, I don't know if that's a successful season or not. The way they've dropped some of these games, the last 2 before Penn State were just unacceptable. The loss to Northwestern, and then the loss before that to Illinois. I can live with losing to Ohio States, the Penn States, the Michigans, because I know this team isn't ready, nowhere near ready. But when you lose to Northwestern and Illinois by, Illinois by 3, Northwestern by 6, it's just, you're talking about not ready to play. It's just, come on, man. Like, it's. Those are the Maryland Terrapins football, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready for basketball season.
I've had this struggle all year long. I just kept saying that Maryland should be at 9 wins. You got a quarterback that's supposed to be a senior quarterback. He's supposed to have experience. And last night, watching that Maryland game, the dude couldn't recognize coverages. He couldn't tell you where the blitz was coming from. Yeah, the Talia experience, the petals are falling off the rose. It's like one of them things in the summertime when you pick it up and you blow it and all the petals fly off. Yeah, that's what happened yesterday. Like, he is totally done for me. I don't believe in the kid. I don't think the kid can be a pro. He better go to Canada somewhere, or he better get a good job. You know what I'm saying? Nationwide is on your side, baby. Or he might need to hit State Farm or something. But I don't know, man.
Speaking of not being able to go pro, I'm glad you said that. Here's a good segue. Jason Whitlock had some things to say about Caleb Williams after the loss to Washington last night. Do you think it's founded, or do you think Jason Whitlock is being Jason Whitlock?
Can you give me the comments because I missed them?
RG3 said that Jason Whitlock. I'm sorry, that Caleb Williams. Let me pull it up so I can get it to you for sure. It was a tweet. RG3 said, watching Caleb Williams sobbing with his family after losing the game will break your heart. This young man pours his heart out for his team every time he plays. Any NFL team will be lucky to have him as their QB. Jason Whitlock quoted the tweet and said, wow, I see just the opposite, undraftable.
Guys, you know what's funny? When I saw it, I thought the same thing in the moment. I didn't think he was undraftable, but I think for me that hurts his stock. And the reason I think it hurts his stock is because lately, after every game, their last couple of losses, he's kind of run to this emotional thing. And I get it. You cry when you lose tough ball games. But the emotional, the ability to have stability as a leader is something I question. And other things that I questioned about him before, when I kept having Quinn as the number one quarterback early on in the season, was I still question this guy getting the football out on time. And that bothers me as well. Like, I just don't see him doing that on a consistent basis. Yeah, I know, BJ.
It's like, man, it's hard because like the Midnight Rider said, you question the toughness. It looks bad on TV, but then the flip side of it is, do you take it as he cares about losing? But you have to still handle it a certain way because the position you play on the field is that position. Everybody you want somebody you can rally behind, and if you show that in the locker room after a speech or something, maybe, but maybe not for the whole world to see. I'm not going to damn him for it. I'm not going to say he's undraftable, but we're talking USC. They got all the right people. They got PR people. They got all these people that can talk to this kid and maybe greet your mom in a tunnel or whatever it is. I don't want to say I don't want to see it, because you see Julius Randle, and you see that where he could give a shit less about what's going on in the game, and it's just like you got to have a balance between, I think, and Caleb Williams' instance is too much, in Julius Randle's instance too much negative, because that's supposed to be the leader of your team. So I'm on the fence with that. Ross,
what's going on, Rose? Glad you could be here this morning. Here's my thing. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you show emotion, you're weak. If you don't show emotion, you don't care. It's going to be one or the other. So you can please some of the people some of the time, but you can never please all of the people all of the time. So it's going to happen. But if you think that his draft stock should drop because he's upset about a loss, damn it, he cares. I hate USC for various reasons, but I hate USC. And I don't think there's been a successful USC quarterback since Rodney Peete.
Here we go, the Rodney Peete thing.
So that's just my thing. USC produces...
Carson Palmer didn't exist, I guess. But okay.
He had a come see, come saw career, but we ain't going there.
Okay. All right.
Rodney Peete.
I think Carson Palmer's best chance to go somewhere when was that Van Olenoffen for Pittsburgh rolled in his leg in the playoff game. I think that was his year. I think I really believe that, and he never kind of was the same after that. I think the arm was. I think the confidence wasn't there. And if you were watching that game, the air they went out of that stadium when that happened. But
Kimo was upset, man. Kimo was hurt.
He was, but that birthed the red-headed rifle. So,
but USC will be fine. Don't panic. They'll still make a bowl. Caleb Williams still gonna win your Heisman Trophy. Come on now. Chill.
No, he's not. Whoa, stop. No, sir. No, sir. There's a guy that's on the list the last 3 weeks running. He gives off big Penix energy. Michael Penix Jr.
Whoa.
That is going to win the Heisman.
Hey, real quick, can you give us a recap of the list?
Oh man, this week's list. I'm already moved on to the next list, but I think I had Penix Jr. 1. Who was 2? I know Jordan Travis made the list. He was 5. Drake May was 4. Shedeur Sanders was 3. Caleb Williams was 2. And number 1 is Michael Penix Jr. And he's been number 1, and he's going to be number 1 till he has a bad performance. I mean, the dude is giving you like close to 280 yards and 3 touchdowns every week out. Like anytime I bet Washington, that's the only part of my parlay that hits is because of him. I've taken him to get 350 yards 2 weeks ago. He hit, all his receivers hit. It's gonna be a heavy Washington draft come this year.
All right. Next up, we got to cover LSU, Alabama. Hold on. Matt says Marvin Harrison should win the Heisman, but it's a QB trophy now, and that's a problem.
Marvin Harrison doesn't deserve to win the Heisman. It's Michael Penix Heisman. I'm sorry. If Penix wasn't putting up the numbers he was putting up, and like Caleb was the guy that was in first place, then I can see the argument for Marvin. But nah.
Here's the thing: if we're gonna damn these quarterbacks when they have a bad game, Marvin Harrison was 4 for 25 yards yesterday. Rutgers did a number on him. You can't be in the Heisman race and get a number done on you by Rutgers. You know, you got to be that dog every game. You got some bad, you can have bad games, but 4 for 25. I mean, that's milk box material when you're talking about a receiver of his stature. So he's on the milk box until next week until he come out and put some numbers up.
Matt said Harrison might as well have me as a QB. I'm sure you'll get him the ball more than 4 times.
Hey, he gonna get them targets. He gonna get them targets.
What?
Trust me.
If the healthy lefty was back there, he would definitely get what? That's the only way we looking. I don't care if it's double coverage.
Triple.
He open down there somewhere. Throw it.
He open.
You know what? Since we talking about wide receivers and the wide receiver position, I gotta give one of my boys a shout out. My boy Juice. Mike, it's his 57th birthday today. I forgot about this in the open. I just want to drop it in there. I figured this is the best time because we talking about wideouts and like growing up, he was the dude in the neighborhood that played wide receiver and everything. So you remember those days?
Oh yeah.
Happy birthday, Juice.
Look, happy birthday. I could tell you some stories about a quarterback. The boss BJ all over the place. I can tell you some stories about a quarterback who most people's like, yeah, he don't look like a quarterback, then gets out on a run and get out of the pocket and shake you out your boots. It's the guy.
I appreciate that, man.
No, it's that guy right there.
I appreciate that, man. I mean, I know you never saw my career, but that's spot on for me.
All right. LSU, Alabama. That used to be a big ticket in college football.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was a footnote yesterday.
It was.
Yeah.
The big game yesterday was the Washington USC game. Alabama LSU. You got Jaden Daniels, who's a good quarterback, a good college quarterback. When he's not trying to get himself killed, he makes plays. But yesterday, it's just one of those days where I just wonder about the programs, both of them actually. Who's LSU going to get to play quarterback next year? Who's Alabama going to get to play quarterback? Because I don't think Milrose is the guys. And then Alabama's just had a problem getting receivers all of a sudden. And that never used to be a problem for them.
They had a assembly line of players at Alabama. It seems like them NIL deals came in. Everybody like, yeah, I'm gonna roll up on up out of here. But
The
boss
NIL
DJ said it
deals,
happened.
and then that transfer portal, baby. That transfer portal. I'm telling you, that assembly line. I think those days of having a 5-star sit 2 years, a 4-star sit 2 years before they even play, just because you're Alabama, those days are coming to an end. Those days are coming to an end. These kids can go get money elsewhere, which they should have been able to do. They can go get money elsewhere, go get playing time elsewhere also. That's over. That Alabama train, it's over. It's coming to an end. We're gonna have to see some real recruiting now. And not just I'm Alabama, we in the SEC, you're gonna be on TV every week. This is the NFL style. You're gonna be ready for Where's my NIL deal? That's gonna be where's my how much you that's what it's gonna be.
Let's see that makes me laugh a little bit because the NL, the cash has always been the cash. Like the bag has always been the bag. Let's not. I understand the NIL is like the new term, but the bag has always been in the recruiting business. So let's not get that confused too much. You know, I mean, we had that movie. What was that? With Shaq, Blue Chips, and they had to get that boy's daddy a tractor. And that was back in the 80s. So you can only imagine now what it is. Go ahead.
That was 90. It was the 90s. Okay. It was 93. Because he told me, he said, I want $180,000 of unmarked bills in a duffel bag. My daddy needed a new tractor. He told him get the hell out of his office, but he needed to win. He got everything. That's one of my favorite movies.
But back to this LSU game, I just noticed something because I watched it in pieces as I was watching other games, but both quarterbacks rushed for over 150 yards yesterday. Milroe had 20 attempts rushing for 155 yards. He was 15 of 23 with 219 passing yards. Meanwhile, on the other side of the slate, Jay Daniels was 15 of 24 for 219 yards, and he rushed 11 times for 163. Now, I do say one thing. There's this kid at LSU, Nabers, Nabers. He's going to be a first rounder.
I was just about to say that 171 yards.
But he's been doing this all year. He's going to be that next one in that line from Justin Jefferson to Jamar Chase. He's next. He got next. So this offseason, just be ready to hear me say Nabers a whole lot all off season.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Exactly.
Oregon State, Colorado. The Beavers versus the Buffs. I didn't even know this game was on yesterday. This game was buried yesterday. I heard nobody talk about it. Somebody asked a question on Twitter, said, are y'all still on the Colorado bandwagon? I was like, I was unaware that it was a bandwagon. I thought it was showing support.
Well, you got to realize that there are two facets of this world where there's a facet of this world that doesn't want to see Deion succeed at all. So the way that the support came out for him took them, they were A, shocked by the amount of support, and then B, they were shocked at the level of the support. But then C, they decided to cash in because they saw that support meant money for them. And that's the easiest way for me to say it. And I think this is a question that we asked. If you go back to like week 1, when they beat TCU, we asked the question, does Colorado have enough play up front on their offensive and defensive lines to win ball games? And I think we're seeing that this team doesn't, and this is the reason they're struggling. They're not struggling any other place. It's their O-line is not, and their defensive lines just aren't good enough right now to carry this team and make this team may not even make them bowl eligible. That's going to be tough. But for a team that only won one game last year and lost most of them by 30 points or more, this is a big improvement. So it's going to be what's your lens of success for Prime this year and how you view it?
We got asked a question. We were fortunate enough to be invited to All In Sports yesterday. And one of the hosts, Lee Ice, he asked us a question. What do you hate and love about sports right now? And with Colorado, I said, we're not. We're talking about Colorado, but in general, um, the amount of attention and the amount of access that you have to these programs. Because 20 years ago, you're not getting this access. You're not seeing The Rock and the Little Wayne pop up at Colorado. You're not hearing about the financials, how Deion has made them tenfold over what what they made last year.
Yeah.
So all it and that this goes into this is what we were just talking about with Alabama. This is one of the reasons why I'm saying this is over, because you have somebody like Deion Sanders now, that's a Coach Prime, excuse me, that is a polarizing figure, and he's going to draw attention. And one of the things we did talk about in the beginning of the season is like, hey, if this offensive line can hold up and give Shedeur Sanders a little bit of time, this kid, not just because he's Coach Prime's son, this kid, you got to remember where his tutelage come from. Deion has spent top dollar to get him in these camps, to have him mentored by elite NFL quarterbacks and coaches and everything else. He has it. But it doesn't matter what you have if you don't have the time to throw the ball. And you know what I'm saying? That affects everything. Throwing the ball, you can't get no run game going. And then you can see flashes where when he does have time, the other defense is getting picked apart. So, and Deion said something, was it last week, about going to go get an offensive line? That ruffled some feathers too. I mean, what do you want him to say? This man has proven to you time and time again that he's not going to hold no words back. If you're not performing on the field, he's going to let you know and everybody else know. He's letting you know, if you want to be with this program next year, there needs to be some type of improvement, because this is not going to be allowed next year, because this is what's holding us back from winning. So it's just funny to see the hate, though. It really is. It's just like, I think it's okay to hate a team. I want Deion to succeed, but starting next year, after he fires Sean Lewis, which is coming at the end of the season.
Not so fast, my friend. There's a rumor, and looks like this rumor is intensifying, that Sean Lewis is going to be the next head coach at Michigan State. That's the new rumor. I got it on it.
Urban Meyer.
Nobody wants Urban Meyer, because the second Urban Meyer realized his talent ain't as good as everybody else, his heart won't start hurting. He gonna miss his family. And Urban Meyer is the greatest front runner in the history of time.
He's John Gruden. Let me go take over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and let me go win this already constructed team. Let me go win this Super Bowl real quick. He's John Gruden. If you go put him on LSU and he got some talent and stuff. But yeah, and why would anybody want to touch him after everything that went on in Jacksonville? I don't. Whatever.
This ain't the same Urban Meyer that was rumored to get the Notre Dame job. This ain't Utah Urban Meyer. This is not even the Florida Gators Urban Meyer.
Dog,
it's not the guy.
BJ, we were chatting earlier, and I told you about a kid that I knew. He was getting recruited by Urban Meyer, and like the response when we talked about Urban Meyer when he came back, he was just like, "Nah, I would never play for that dude." And it was funny because it was telling, because Joe Hayden was there, and I think at that time he had played with Joe Hayden at Friendly. Mm-hmm. So I figured that might be the natural course. And he decided to go to Ohio State. And I didn't like that decision, but that's a whole nother conversation. But the whole key was Urban Meyer was a jerk, and that's all he kept bringing up when he talked about him.
Matt says Sean Lewis style of plays kills the defense. They get tired because they're on the field a lot. Yes, it can score quickly and runs a lot of plays, but it kills the defense. We talk about that.
Yeah,
we talk about that all the time. We talk about it's cool to have the Kansas City defense. I mean, offense. It's cool to bang up and down the field, but then on the flip side of it, guess what? If your offense isn't balanced and can choose some clock out and make these methodical plays, like Sam Howell with the Commanders, with the Eagles. It was methodical up the field. It wasn't bang up the field. Clock. You go up the field, you get 6 points in a minute and 10 seconds. Cool. But guess who's coming back on the field right away? And then if that offense is methodical, they're on the field for 5-10 minutes. And I'm not talking about game clock. I'm talking about actual real time on the field. And then guess what? It looks pretty again. It's good for TV. Your offense go back up the skill. Bang, bang, bang. 6 points, minute and 50 seconds. Guess who got to come back on the field? Got them big 300-pounders got to come back on the field, defensive line. And this is one of the reasons, look, I'm not a coach, I'm not a GM, but when you're playing teams like that, I don't understand why they don't do more substitutions. Like, to me, it has to be 60-40. Like, you have to get these guys in and out, even if the guy is a drop-off. But if you got a corner out there that's 70% tired, going up against a fresh wide receiver or whatever, they're going to win most of the time. They're going to win that battle. It's physics. Let me shut up.
Nah, and that's funny because you kept saying bang bang, and all I kept thinking about was that the Asian guy from American Idol, she bang.
Oh baby, when she moves, she moves.
But real quick before we get out of this Colorado thing, this is a sad stat, but so Brian, I'm gonna credit a guy named Brian Howell. I'm not sure where he's from. On his Twitter, he says, with 3 games to go, Shedeur Sanders ranks 4th in Colorado University history for single season passing yards with 2,882 games, 2nd in TD passes with 24, 2nd in completions with 270. He needs 56 completions, 319 yards, and 5 touchdowns to break each of those records.
Hold on, I'm not processing this. You're saying all time?
No, not all time. Single season.
Oh,
so it would be all time, but it's only the single season, not career stats.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say,
that's career.
That's why I was like, hold on, what the hell they been doing in Colorado? Damn. Okay, single season. Okay.
And Matt says, I'll hate Michigan State next year. I give it to Matt. He's persistent and consistent.
Here's something and we'll put a pin in it for Tuesday after this, but I keep hearing rumors that these coordinators at Colorado are the saboteurs of this season, trying to make Deion look bad. And I keep hearing it. Don't know how true it is.
I haven't heard that. So
there's a lot of rumors floating around the Buffaloes because they're a hot ticket.
Right.
So
they want them to fail.
They want them to fail. And they're media darling both ways. They win. Everybody talks about them. They get to have the Rock on College Game Day. They lose. They get to crucify them. Either way.
Agreed.
Now we got to jump over into some NFL.
Let's go. Oh,
first game on the slate.
Oh, wait a second. Time out the graphics, baby. Oh, moving on up to the east side. We finally got a. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Matt says, "How do rumors get started? How do rumors get started? Started by the jealous people, and they get mad because something they had in somebody else's holding." Little time X Club for you.
Surrounding me every day.
Oh man! All right, Ravens versus Seahawks, man.
Let's go.
The Ravens 6.5-point favorites. Over under is 45.5. Let me put up this graphic here. I'm gonna cover my beautiful face. Hold on. BJ, take it away with the stats.
All right, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the Baltimore Ravens. I'm gonna go through the league rankings real quick. We'll do Seattle first. 24 points a game is good for 11th. 19.7 allowed is good for 11th. We got 334.3 total yards a game. That's good for 16th. Passing yards 227.1, good for 15th in the league. Rushing yards 19th. Rushing yards allowed 16th, and then turnover differential 11th. Baltimore 7th, 25.3 points a game. Number one against points, 15.1. Total yards a game, 350, 11th. Passing yards, 207, good for 19th. Rushing yards, 143.1, good for third. Yards allowed per game, number two in the league, 276.5. And they are 11th, tied with the Seahawks for turnover differential at +2. Gentlemen, oh, the official over-under and the line is brought to you unofficially by FanDuel.
FanDuel.
Lose your money today. Oh man. So you go take it first, KG.
I'll take this. Now the Ravens, are they going to be that so Raven, or are they going to be the dominant team that we know that they can be? And playing the Seahawks, it's not a cakewalk. This is not a walk in the park. This is going to be a trial. The Ravens will win this one. They won't cover and give me the under. This is going to be one of those games where the Ravens have to fight and claw their way back in this game early. Get the lead back. They're going to be comfortable for a little bit. They're going to relax. Then they're going to lose the lead, and they're going to have to fight and win it at the buzzer with a Justin Tucker field goal. So make it 19-16.
Oh, so we're going under.
Under.
You got the Seahawks covering.
Yes.
You have the Ravens winning outright.
Yes.
All right, that sounds good to me. I'm kind of in the same bag, but give me this. Yeah, Seahawks cover the 6.5 because the Ravens don't blow anybody out. I'll take the Ravens winning, but I'm gonna take the over. I think we're gonna get over that 44.5. I don't know how, but by hook or crook, there it is, the secret sauce right there. That's how the Ravens. That's how the game gets to the over right there. That gentleman right there that was waving to me. That's how we get to the over.
I got another one here.
Oh, we got a controller in the hand, so we already know what they're doing.
Oh yeah. Groomed
Getting
from
that
early
work
on.
in.
Yes, sir. Look, I think travel always makes a difference. As the Buffalo Bills going to London, the Seahawks, I don't know when they got in town, but they got to come all the way across to Baltimore. I think that's why the line is so high with the Ravens. I'm gonna take the Ravens defense on this one. To help win this game. I think this is going to be under. I think it's going to be under the 44.5. And I will take the Ravens, but I'm going to take the Seahawks to cover the points. I think the Ravens defense makes the difference in this game. But the Seahawks aren't too far behind.
Hold on.
24-10.
Somebody write down Ross's thing because I don't have room on my notepad.
All right, I got you.
You got it?
Yep. Oh, and Thursday night, I think it was Matt. He had to score 20-17. Wasn't the game 20-7, 20-16?
20-16. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, I knew somebody was 1 point off. I couldn't remember who it was.
I think it was Matt because I thought about that. I was like, was I dreaming?
If it was Matt, I need to see some consistency. I'm gonna throw you my log in the FanDuel, okay? Just go ahead and make them picks, baby. I just need to see. I need to see one more week.
You can't win that. You can't win that because if he said 20-17 for exact score, you'd have been throwing your TV across the room because it was 20-16, not 20-17.
But I'm not even that close the last couple of weeks. Mine would have been 34-31. I've been nowhere near it. So I'll take somebody closer to me.
I got you.
All right. Next up, the Chargers, 3.5-point favorites versus the Jets. Over under is 39.5. Let me throw up some stats here. What we got? Chargers, Jets. Come on, no, you got it. Right here, it's on it.
Chargers Jets
versus the Jets.
Did I knock it off?
No, you good. It's a Monday night game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the Los Angeles Chargers. 24.9, good for ninth in the league in points per game. Points allowed, 24 a game, 24th. Total yards a game, 362. That offense moving the ball, good for seventh. Passing yards, 6, 258.7. 22nd in rushing yards, 103.7. 31st in yards allowed per game, 390.7. And they are fourth in turnover differential at +6. That's not too bad at all. The Jets, we go over to the Jets side, 18 points a game, 26 in the league. Points allowed, 18.48. Total yards, 30th, 273. Passing yards, 31st, 164. 18th at rushing at 109. Yards allowed per game, 329.3. And turnover differential +3. That's good for ninth. Big guy KG, go ahead and take it away. You go first.
Well, we also have a saying with the Chargers. They always charging. I think this is a good matchup. It don't look really good on paper, but I think this is a good matchup because the Jets, who wanted to trade for Devontae Adams, and I think I heard the boss BJ say, I don't think that would have helped him. I think it would have. You got Garrett Wilson on one side, Devontae Adams on the other. It gives Wilson a little bit more confidence to throw the ball. But
he's still the guy throwing the ball.
Yeah. In this one, I'm going to have to take the Jets.
Ooh.
I'm going to take the Jets by 6.
Jets by 6.
And give me...
So it means you got Jets plus.
Yeah. Give me the under on that one as well.
Under. And his pick is the Jets. Now, on the BC. Wow, guys. As I look at this ball game and I looked at the stats, I went to the book of analytics. The thing that threw me off was they score 18 points, but they only give up 18.4. And that exactly describes a team that's 4-3. We say the Chargers be charging. And I think this is another case where the Chargers are charging. I don't know if we had a meeting and I didn't know about it before the game started, but I think KG, I'm going Jets with the 3.5. I'm going with the under, and I've been picking the Jets to win.
2 for the Jets.
And what did you say? Over?
Under.
Under. Okay.
Yeah.
Taking the under 2.
I mean, that 18.3 and that 18 just stuck out a lot to me. So if those two numbers stay true to the game, we under 39.5.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I know this is going to bite me in the ass. This is going to be an emergency room visit, and I'm going to need a penicillin shot. But I'm going to take the Chargers. I'm going to take no, hold on.
My bad.
Nah, I want to take the Chargers.
Oh, I got to change that. I just realized in my picks I took the Chargers, so give me the Chargers.
Give me the Chargers. Give me the Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers in this one. I'm going to take over the 39.5 because I don't think that I think it's going to think that the Chargers offense is going to get the Jets a little bit of issues. But give me the Chargers covering the points. So I'm taking the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers in the 3.5, and I'm taking over the 39.5. I just got to pick what hospital I'm going to later.
See, here's the crazy part. When Ben changed his pick, and he said the Chargers, and then the boss BJ picks the Chargers. All I heard was Tina Marie in the background. I'm out on a limb.
Every time with the Chargers.
Hey, that might be our thing, dog. That could be a new part of the show. You know how on NFL Network, when everybody picks a thing, the one dude that picks against it, they do the lone wolf. Maybe we do the out on a limb as
hey.
I'm trying to go to my picks now too and see who I picked.
Don't
I picked the Jets. I picked the Jets in the pick. But on the show,
by 3 or 4 under.
I'm taking the Chargers. I'm leaving there. I'm leaving there.
All right. See,
I'm taking the Chargers.
That's the thing, because I know I do my picks like Tuesday or Wednesday, so that way they end, and then I don't even think about it anymore.
I don't do my picks until Friday, Saturday-ish, because I want to know who's out, who's playing, what's going on. If part of the stadium fell down and they got to go somewhere else, and the other little things that you don't think about early on, who's traveling where, like the Seattle Ravens game, you know. So.
All right, next up, we got the Buccaneers versus the Texans, and Ross said Jets by 3 or 4, and he's taking the under.
Yeah, he can't say Jets by 3 or 4 because that doesn't give him. He doesn't have a point spread covered. So, Ross, you gotta get off the fence.
You gotta pick one, Ross.
You gotta pick one, brother.
Oh man, Bucks versus Texans. Here your stats go. Boss BJ, take it away.
All right, here we go. So we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're gonna go there first. 27th in the league at 17.3 in points per game. They're 6th in points allowed, 18. 24th in total yards, 298. Passing yards per game, 220. Rushing yards, 30th, 77 a game. Yards allowed, 354. Good for 25th, and they are first in turnover differential and +8. Interesting. The hometown Houston Texans, they are 20th with 21 points a game. Points allowed, they're also 6th at 18.3, tied with the Buccaneers. Total yards 330, that's good for 17th. Passing yards 238, that's good for 11th. They also cannot run the ball, 91 yards a game, better than the Buccaneers. That's good for 23rd. 335 yards allowed per game, good for 18th, and they are 7th in turnover differential with +4. Big guy, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have lived and died with the Houston Texans. I want to see them successful. The Houston Texans are 3 and 4, better team than they were last year. The Buccaneers also 3 and 4 with Baker Mayfield, and I think the Buccaneers are 8 and 9, 7 and 10 team. But I'm taking the Houston Texans in this one. Give me the Texans by 3, so they'll cover, and give me the under. The under. Midnight Rider?
Yo, I know for a fact that the Texans won most of these lists because of me, because I've been a Texans guy after like week 3. I believe in what DeMarco Ryans is doing. I've got the Texans winning. I got the Texans covering, and I got the over, because after looking at the stats that BJ put up, that game looks like it's going to fall in line with the over because both teams can't stop the pass. So I think CJ Stroud's going to have a big game, and I think Baker Mayfield's going to have a big game. So I expect both quarterbacks to throw for 300. I expect Michael Evans to have a touchdown. I expect Tank Dell to have a touchdown today. I'm saying all this, and I don't have nothing in my FanDuel account to make this bet. And plus, I'm in DC, so, you know. But, yeah, I think those things are going to happen today. And the sad thing is, I think last week we had a dude on Twitch or something ask us about Pierce Strong. Damian Pierce and Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. And we gave advice. And you always got to stick with the Midnight Rider. The rules are true. If you draft the guy high, you got to stay with the guy you draft high. Don't live out on a limb with the guy that you picked up as a streamer. So Damian Pierce is out this week, so if you got him in your lineups, take him out your lineups, folks. And the Dolphins just scored. We got a ball game in Germany.
Bucks and Texans. The one thing that stands out to me in the stats is that the turnover differential, the Bucks are number 1, +8. And I want to lean with the Texans, but I'm gonna go with Baker and the Bucks today. Of course, the points. I'm gonna take the Bucks. And then I think they're gonna beat them by at least, as long as they beat them by 3, I'm good. And I think this is gonna be over. I agree with Midnight Rider. I think both of these QBs today shine. I think you're gonna see a good pat. If you enjoy some offense, I think this is gonna be you for today. Both QBs over 300, but I think Baker and the Bucks edge out the Texans in Houston.
The last game, Ross did pick. He said the Jets by 3. So they're not going to cover the spread. I think the spread was 3.5 on that one. Xavier chiming in, and he says, "Give me the Buccaneers and the over."
How do you chime in just for like the last game or the last 2 games? What are we doing here, Zay? You know what time the show starts. Get out of bed. Get your priorities right.
Midnight Rider, who did you pick in this game?
I got the Texans, man. I'm riding this Texans train all season. I took the over.
Okay.
So I think I took the Texans and the over in their preseason win total as well on ESPN. So I'm all Texans right now, baby.
All right. Drop that pin right there. Next up, the Boss BJ's Bills versus the Bengals. Bengals are 2.5-point favorites. Over under is 50.5. Here's some stats.
Baby.
I guess I'm stat boy today, but here's some stats.
All right, here we go. For my beloved Buffalo Bills going to the jungle in Cincinnati. They are 4th in the league in points at 27, almost 28 a game. They are 3rd in points allowed in 17th. 17 points a game. They're 3rd. That's good for 3rd. Total yards a game, 376. That's 5th in the league. 4th in passing, 263. 14th in rushing yards at 113. Yards allowed, they're 13th. And turnover differential, 11th at +2. The home team, Cincinnati, 23rd in points at 18, almost 19 a game. Points allowed, they're allowing 20, 17. So they're scoring 18 on average and allowing 20 for 17. Total yards per game, 276 for 29th. Passing, 197, 23rd. Rushing, 79, 29th. Yards allowed per game, 370, 27th. And they are 3rd in turnover differential at +7. That's interesting. Gentlemen. I'm taking the Bengals. I'm taking the points, and I'm taking the over in this game. And here's why I said this. A Midnight Rider sent me something, another Bills fan on in my Instagram DM, and he said the same thing I've been saying about Sean McDermott. Very good coach. He brought Buffalo out of purgatory. They're a respectable team. They're, depending on how they're playing there, they don't fall out of the top 10. Even if they're playing bad, they don't fall out of the top 10. The franchise is back to respect. But can you win with Sean McDermott? I think that's still what needs to be proven. I was ready to, and I was drinking the Kool-Aid after the Miami game because they dismantled Miami after that 70-point game. They made Miami look like they didn't know what the hell they were doing out there. Sean McDermott dialed up a defense and kept Miami in check. The offense looks straight. And I'm like, if this is the Buffalo Bills that are coming out week in and week out, pin me in the AFC Championship game. But the Buffalo Bills have an issue, and it's just consistency. And it starts with number 17, Josh Allen. As good as he is as bad as he can be. And if Josh is not running the ball at least 6 times a game, this team won't win. Last week, say what again?
That Josh Allen thing you just said.
Damn, what did I say?
you said like Josh Allen, for as good as he is
as
something like
bad
that.
as he is.
All right,
that
all right.
right there.
Say that whole thing, because that's about to be real. Say that.
As good as Josh Allen is as bad as he is. Because when he's bad, it's bad. Okay.
That's provocative. It'll get the people going.
When he's good, it's I mean, he's throwing it through the arm loops of defenders. Like he's pinpoint accurate. And I know he's getting a lot of flack, about being an elite quarterback. Him and Sean McDermott have a lot to prove. The last time they played the Bengals in the playoffs, the Bengals drugged them up and down the field. And I will make no excuses for my Buffalo Bills, other than to say they had a long season. They had a lot of things going on that season. And I think it came to a head in Cincinnati. Cincinnati had the whipping stick and they beat the Bills up and down the field. The Bills looked like they just didn't have anything left. So the Bills have this issue where they'll beat these teams. They'll beat the Bengals. They beat Kansas City. When the Titans were a little bit better, they'll beat the Titans in the regular season. But in the playoffs, it's a different game. So we'll see what they dial up. I think that I'm ready to see Dalton Kincaid, the tight end, as a number one. That's what I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see that. It's frustrating as hell to draft somebody number one and play him in succession with Dawson Knox. So Dawson Knox, I'm sorry he got hurt, but I think this promotes Dalton Kincaid because I don't think they're using him the way they should be using a number one pick tight end. He's supposed to be an addition, opening up the field so you can stop the triple teams and the double teams and Stephon Diggs. And I got to give Stephon Diggs all the credit in the world. He's getting double teamed. He's getting the coverage shifted to his side of the field, and he's still dancing around people, catching the ball, and he's doing his thing. And then you have no other receiver in receiver land catching and doing any goddamn thing. Gabe Davis, Sheffield Jr., Khalil Shakir, all those guys. I think Shakir has a lot of upside. I want to see him get the ball more, but I need Josh to run the ball at least 6 times a game. If they don't run 6 times, they don't win. So I'm going to take the Bengals today, the points, and I'm taking the over. They are my Buffalo Bills, but they got to show me something. They got some time. They got to show me something, though. They're just too inconsistent right now. I like what Cincinnati did against the 49ers. I think they're coming up at the right time.
Well, hold on. Let's get to a couple comments here, and then I'll get in here. Ross said for the last game, he said he's taking the Texans with the under. Midnight Rider. Xavier says, do you see what happened was I didn't go to bed till 4. I didn't go to sleep till 4 this morning. He also said he'll take the Bills with the over. Ross also said take the Bills with the over.
See, Xavier, he got to stop doctoring his trucking logs because he was actually supposed to be in the house at 10, but he doctoring them e-logs and he drove until like 3:30, 3:25. That's what you can't do that. You're going to get caught. DOT going to catch you up. I'm just warning you.
Man. Matt says, Bengals finally looking like the team we thought they would be. Yeah, they starting to come into their own. Ross says, this has become a rivalry game. There was some chirping back and forth this week. Yeah. And I mean, we're so used to so many one-sided rivalries. This works. But I got to leave the boss BJ out on the limb this time. And I got to go with the Bills. I got to take the Bills and I got to run with them because this is my Super Bowl pick. I know this is a talented team. I know they can do this. The Bengals are wounded. What do you do with a wounded animal? You put them out of their misery. This is where the Bills have to take over. Give me the Bills in this one. And it's not going to be pretty. Give me the Bills and the over. Bills 38, Bengals 13. This is going to be over early.
Well, you might want to queue up the Tina Marie for you, my friend, KG, because I got the Bengals with the plus 2.5. I got the over, and I'm picking the Bengals to win this ball game outright. We're in the midst of that Bengals run where the Bengals get hot and they take care of their wrongs in September. It's like that Wyclef song, I'll be gone to November. Well, sometimes the Bengals offense doesn't get right until November, and they're gonna get right in November. So I got the Bengals winning. Bengals covering the 2.5 and the over. And Ross has jumped in with something. No one circles the wagons
like a Buffalo Bill. Natron refried wings. Oh man! And Xavier said,
"Andre Bad Moon Rising."
He had stuff
Yeah,
to do.
things to do at night. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I bet.
You better get that. The only thing you better worry about doing is like get that truck parked at the truck stop at the right time. Get your parking space and get home. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know.
All right. Next up. In my opinion, game of the week. I don't know if you gentlemen agree, because it's gonna be a test for both teams. But I say game of the week, the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are 3.5 favorites. Over under in this one is also 50.5. Here's some stats. Boss BJ.
I mean 46.5, bro.
Oh, 46.5. Where did I get 50 from?
You got 46.
It's 46.
So which one? You know which one it is?
It's
46.
I got 46.5 from FanDuel.
Okay, cool.
So we'll start with the away team, the Dallas Cowboys. They are second in the league at points at 28. They're fourth in points allowed. Total yards 338. Passing yards 220, 16th. Rushing yards 11th, 117 yards allowed per game. Third for 287. It's kind of cut off, so I can't see the rest. Can't see the turnover differential. Let me see if I can pull up on my phone. But in the meantime, we'll go to the Philadelphia Eagles. They are third in points per game at 28. Points allowed 21 points allowed per game, good for 19th. Total yards per game, third at 387 a game. Passing yards, seventh, 255 a game. Rushing yards, 132 for seventh. And yards allowed, eighth for 313. I'm trying to see if I can get y'all.
I got you, dog.
Okay. Okay.
The Cowboys are fourth in turnover differential +6, and the Eagles are 23rd with -3. Also, remember that I think this season Lamar Bland, the Dallas cornerback, has either 2 or 3 interceptions returned, 4 touchdowns on the season. So that's another thing to throw into your mix. And if you play in the league where defensive points matter, unlike some leagues, Dallas Cowboys defense would be a good play.
Yeah, some leagues don't really value.
Some leagues don't really value defensive touchdowns and points.
But it's cool. You gotta make do, and maybe we should just take.
You just gotta struggle sometimes with a
The defense should have like 30, 40 points. That they got 6.5.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on me now. Y'all done talking shit?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
No, who was talking shit? We were
I'm talking shit because my defense should have won a couple games. I'm seventh, Dad.
See, you can look at being number one in the league 2 different ways. You can look at it and say, hey, I'm number one in the league, or you can look down and say, how far I can fall. Being number one in the league, I'm humble. So I look down and I always see how far I can fall. So, but I got a better team built than y'all. I don't have to depend on defense. So anyway, I got Carolina defense and I'm dogging everybody. But anyway, Cowboys versus Eagles. I think this is going to be a pretty decent game. I think the Eagles got exposed a little bit last week. Hear me out. When Washington came in and they were going up and down the field, they were marching up and down the field all day long on the Eagles. They were going across the middle, and it was one defensive lapse that cost them that game. One defensive lapse. And that was when they gave up the late touchdown.
Who you talking about? Giving the Commanders giving up the late touchdown,
Yeah, that was a
and also,
defensive lapse.
but also the Sam Howell interception too. But I know we're not going to that. But that didn't help either.
No, it didn't. But now if the defense would have stopped them, it wouldn't have been as bad as it was. But anyway, the Cowboys are going to rack up yards. Hopefully Tony Pollard gets out between the 20s and has, 115, 130 yard game. I kind of sort of need that in fantasy. But I've been thinking about this game for 2 days. And I think I want to pick the Cowboys in this, but I'm afraid to pick the Cowboys because I'm thinking the Cowboys are going to do everything in their power to lose this game. Smart money says pick the Eagles, but sometimes smart money ain't always smart money. Give me the Cowboys in this one. 24-23. And that would be the under 24-20. Yeah, that's 40. Yeah.
Yeah, under. You under.
So I'm taking the under. And BJ, who did you take in that one?
I haven't taken anybody yet. I guess I gotta do that now.
If you need time, I can go.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I got in this ball game, based on the numbers from the analytics of football given to us, and I sat down with Ron Rivera and we went over the analytics of football all week long, and I got the Eagles winning this ball game outright. I think we hit the over. I think Dallas is going to get. The reason I think the Eagles win is because they're going to impose their will. I think this is a big game. If you own DeAndre Swift in this ball game, him and Kenneth Gainwell, I think you're going to have a good day. I think they're going to run the ball and they're going to take the speed out of this D-line for the Cowboys and just try to physical them as much as possible. And I think that's where they win this ball game. And you know what? I'll take the Eagles to cover. Even though the line is 3, I think the Eagles will win this ball game by a touchdown.
I'm going to go with the Eagles at home. Hold on. Before I do that, before I put my foot in my mouth, let me see who I picked. I picked the Eagles. I think the Eagles get it done at home. I really do. I think I agree with the big guy KG. I think this is the game of the week. I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm going to take the 3, and I'm taking the over on this, over the 46.5. I think this is going to be a really good game. It wouldn't surprise me if the Cowboys win, but I just think the Eagles are just the better team right now. And I think they're going to give Dak fits and end up, picking him off a couple times. So
a couple comments. And what's crazy is I took the Eagles in the picks. So I don't know. Xavier says he's taking the Eagles with the over. Ross is on the other side. He's taking the Cowboys 35-31 over, of course. Would that be right on the cusp? That'd be right on the cusp of under at 46.5. Matt says
whoa, time out. 35-31 is on the cusp.
Yeah, I mean you can't get a half a point.
46.5. Okay, he's got 66 points on the board. What are we doing?
I don't
know. What kind of math are you doing?
I'm tired, man. I ain't had no sleep in my math. Ain't math.
You were driving with Xavier. Y'all both need to stop cooking y'all logs.
JP Philly math.
And come in when y'all supposed to come in. You come in when you're supposed to come in. You be good. You can get some sleep.
I am so sorry. I just realized that. Oh God. I am so sorry.
My God. Let me hear who comments.
Classic great D against great O. I think Philly gets enough points to beat Dallas. Yeah, Ross, you gotta look at me like that, man. Because I'm like, why is that not registering in my head?
Oh, baby. Oh. Tiger.
I'm just attempting to do my job, man.
You get
Damn, catch your strays, boy.
KO.
Finish
Finish him.
Hey, players fuck up. Last but not least, the Washington Commanders versus the New England Patriots. Patriots 2.5-point favorites. Over under is 40.5. Let me get some stats up here. Where we at? Pats Commanders. Here we go. BJ, take it away.
The stats for the Washington Commanders going to Foxborough. The Washington Commanders are 17th in points at 21. They are 31st. Goodness gracious. At points allowed per game, 31st, 28. They are 20th in total yards at 319. 12th passing the ball, 233. 27th rushing the ball, 85. Yards allowed per game, 29th, 374. And then they are 15th turnover differential, 0. The home team, the New England Patriots, they are 31st points per game at 14, almost 15 a game. They are 26th in points allowed, good for 26. Total yards, 284, 26. Passing yards, 200, 20th. Rushing yards, 84, 28th. Yards allowed per game, 321. That's good for 10th. And turnover differential, they are 29th at -6. Y'all want me to hit this first so y'all can finish it out?
What?
Yeah, let me back up. Would y'all like me to talk about the Commanders first, so then y'all can finish the conversation on the Commanders Patriots game? That didn't sound too good.
My bad. I'm sorry.
That didn't sound too good at all. Oh my goodness. I'm taking the Commanders in this game. Just the Patriots are just one of those teams where when they play really good, when they're on 100 and they're playing to the full potential, they're a tough team, but they're just too inconsistent. I'm gonna take the Commanders and the over. I'm gonna take the Commanders and the points, and I think that we get to see today if what the Commanders did at the trade deadline is going to be addition by subtraction. I don't think that's the case with Montez Sweat. I do think that's the case with Chase Young. I think that is addition by subtraction. I think you get some fresh guys in there that you'll see some good motors on. I believe that. I think you see a motor all game instead of when they feel like it. But the jury's out to whether this is going to make this defense better because, like I said, 29th yards allowed per game. I mean, it's not like you can't make the argument to keep guys that you're the bottom of the league of defensive category. So it's going to be very interesting to see. And then guess what, guys? Nobody can say it's 4 first-round draft picks on this all defensive line anymore. They can't. Y'all got to come with new material. So you can't say that. But I think they're going to have the Patriots number. I expect to see a continuance of Sam Howell moving the ball up the field. And hopefully 17 don't have any drops this game and keep the drives going. Because 17, I don't know, man. I don't know. He came out of that he came a step down in the receiver category for me when with those drops. So I'm gonna turn it over to you guys to finish this out.
Real quick before we go on, and KG, it's the coin toss who goes next. But Miami's driving. It's 3rd and 26. 4:22 left. 21 KC, Miami 14. Just to keep everybody updated. Thanks, Matt.
I'm peeking back and forth at it. You go ahead, go.
All right. So for me, actually, I got a question for you guys. I know you guys are considerably younger than I am, but do you guys remember what you were doing in 1996?
Of course I do.
I kind of do, actually.
What were you doing in 1996, fellas?
1996 was I had just got my driver's license, and whenever I had a car, it was all over the place. I think that was For me, 96 was probably the best summer of my life.
Okay.
Yeah, I
KG?
think that's what that was for me.
96, that was sophomore year of high school. It was more along the lines of TNBC on Saturdays, you know, Saved by the Bell, New Class, Hang Time, Running the Halls, NBA Inside Stuff, and a lot of NBA Live.
Yeah, I think 96 was, I'm going to say that's third year college. I think we're up at Georgetown at this point, partnering at Georgetown. And also in 1996 is the last time the Washington Commanders won in Foxborough. So we went the long route to get to a simple solution. But today we right that wrong, and the Commanders win in Foxborough. But looking at those stats that BJ put up, there's no way I can't go with the over. I don't see this team having the gumption to score more than 40 points together, both teams, as I speak of it. I just don't see how it happens. And it's partially because I'm a little fearful of the way that Bill Belichick calls ball games. I'm also a little oh God, Xavier just caught me. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Commanders just struggle with offense, and Belichick throws crazy stuff at you each week. So I'm a little concerned about turnovers and Sam Howell reading the defense and getting the offense on time like they were against Philly. So I'm taking the under for sure, but I think the Commanders win, and I think the Commanders cover whatever the spread is.
Let me see. Xavier say he's taking the Commanders with the over. That's bold. That's bold. Ross says Commanders 31-17. Defense will get a couple of turnovers and have 4 sacks. I think JDR will be more aggressive today against Mac Jones. He would hope so. That didn't show up on the screen. Let me get that on the screen so you see that I ain't reading that off a teleprompter. Matt with the checking about KC held Miami punting with 4:22 left. Matt said in 96 he was finally graduating college. And Xavier, 1996, I wasn't even alive. No, you were still 12 years away. You was still a twinkle in my eye, son.
Wasn't even in the sack yet.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Okay. I'm never confident, no matter what era we're in. Excuse me. No matter what era we're in with the Patriots, I'm never comfortable playing them. But I don't think it's gonna be like it was under Joe Gibbs. You know, where we played the Patriots and the Patriots beat our brains in. I don't think it's gonna be like that. I think we come out refreshed, renewed. I don't think they'll combine for 40, but I think it'll be close. I think the Patriots will play some bad ball this year. And I think this is one of those games where I think Washington puts up 30-plus points. But they also hold the Patriots to single digits. So I'm going to say 30-9.
You said 30-9.
30-9. 3 field goals is all you're getting from the Patriots.
So, I mean, you're hitting the under. All right, cool. I got
it. Xavier said, wait, what were we waiting for? You don't like the truth, my guy? I mean, you made the comment. We had to address it. Hey, the truth, my guy.
We only tell the truth on this show.
That's it. Now we come to that segment of wrap that shit up, B. Final thoughts on this Sunday's worth of football.
Well, I won't be up to watch the Bills and the Bengals, unfortunately. I got to get up in the morning, so I'll see that score. That's going to either make my day or break my day. I will try to catch the Cowboys and the Eagles. I do want to see that game. I do want to see if the Cowboys have what it takes to. Yeah, they need this to compete in the division. And then, like always, I want to see if the Commanders are and Sam Howell are going to be consistent and real. If they're going to build off of, what they put out there and continue to kind of move the ball up the field and get better on offense. I really want to see that. So the rest of the games, I wouldn't mind if the Seahawks beat the Ravens, because Buffalo's fighting, probably not going to, I don't know. Buffalo winning the division, I'm not too sure about. So teams like the Ravens and the Bengals, the Bengals is a team they have to beat today, to keep that AFC race and to maybe have a home game, but we'll see.
Ooh. So Miami's driving
Again?
Yeah.
And
It's
yesterday
like
we were sure about that.
Okay. I don't know if I should continue to comment.
I mean, we can go back and we can go to the sanitary and get some of the socks. I mean, you really want to go down this rabbit hole? If you really want to go down this rabbit hole, we can go down this rabbit hole and we can take a sperm count. But I'm pretty sure.
So first, I think Matt dropped something about the Raiders. First weekend without the super genius at coach. He think Pierce sounds legit. I think the only thing you got to worry about is there's that infamous first week new coach. The team normally wins the ball game that week, and then after that we get a trip to reality. I know just Saturday with me as his offense coordinator, we won the first week that we played against the Raiders. So after that, it was a struggle, but it wasn't because of my offense. Secondly, the Vikings played the Atlanta Falcons. So we got backup quarterbacks. You got the kid from BYU playing quarterback for the Vikings, but you got Haneke time in Atlanta. So that's going to be interesting. See how that plays out. And then last but not least, I just want to see what Montez looks like as a Bear. So he'll definitely be on the radar this weekend when I'm watching games.
I'm just looking forward to a good game with the Commanders, something that we can really hang our hat on, something that we can really see some sort of progress as a team. Other than that, Cowboys Eagles at 425. I think I might even settle in and find something to eat for that.
You know what? Hold on. Talk about new segment, real quick, on the fly. What's on the menu? That's how we close this out. What's on the menu? So if you got a menu, you cooking something tonight, what's on the menu? Real quick.
I don't have a menu in particular, but I am a fan of America's Best Wings, chicken wings, and I'm thinking about a 10-piece hot with some fries, extra sauce on the fries and the wings, and beverage of your choice. That's what I'm leaning toward.
So I'm leaning towards doing. So I got some chicken, and then I have salmon I need to cook. So I'm doing salmon with a bed of rice. That's gonna be the evening showdown, and then for lunch, I'm thinking about taking like a couple of chicken tenders, throwing them on some bread with some bacon and a nice either pepper jack or a sharp cheddar, and I'm gonna do a chicken sandwich for lunch.
That sounds good. Matt say homemade chili here.
All right.
And I was thinking about that with it getting cold. I thought about that. I was like, I got to get the wife to make some chili. That would be awesome. But I think today we're gonna step out for a little bit, come back. But I think today, I think we're going to we might do some chicken wings and fried potatoes, maybe, old school, something light, throw some party wings in the air fryer, and then fry a couple potatoes. Nothing heavy.
Yeah, we'll put that in the rundown for next Sunday.
What's on the menu?
Here we go. All right, man.
Oh, and Xavier say he good. He don't want to go down that road. I bet he don't. Wouldn't want to go down that road neither, boy. That's a long winding road. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your fantasy lineup set. Get your picks in on ESPN. Get your parlays in for the rest of the games on FanDuel. For the boss BJ, the Midnight Rider, I'm the big guy KG. You already know what it is, baby. We don't do no overtime. We are out of here.
Peace.